you covered the Big Ten forever. You are a Michigan gal from just outside. Juwan Howard, the head coach of Michigan basketball, takes an over-the-top shot. What were your thoughts?
Man, bad on every level. Disappointing, concerning. I just kept thinking, like, the example, he's setting and the accountability that we have for our student athletes and the way we expect them to de-escalate situations and to walk away and remove themselves from situations. And the way he handled that, there's no explanation. There's no trying to make it seem like he had any sort of justification for what he did. And it was bad. It was a really bad look for Michigan. It's a bad look for Juwan Howard. I'm not buying like the bullshit end of game unwritten basketball rules. Like, come on, like you're pissed at him for calling a timeout. Well, you're pressing. Like we have unwritten rules in baseball, and we kind of know what they are, and they make sense because they involve missiles being thrown at your head like 90 miles an hour. Like, there's a reason you kind of need those unwritten rules, right? In basketball, no. Like, okay, you don't like the move, fine. Just quick comment, whatever, move about your day. Like, I don't think there is any way you can kind of justify what he did. And I think it sets a terrible example for his players. And I think it puts them in an awkward situation in the future when they do something they shouldn't have done. And he talks about accountability and being the bigger man and all those things. And he was none of them. So really just an unfortunate incident. I like him a lot as a person. I've always enjoyed my interactions with him, but it's just something that absolutely cannot happen as a head coach.
I always make fun of my son who went to Michigan, graduated from Michigan. I always say, how you know somebody went to Michigan or Notre Dame? And I always say, because in the first 2 minutes, they tell you they went to Michigan or Notre Dame, yes. Right? It's like, yes. So hey, shut up, Dad. But, the Michigan man thing, and he preaches that's a bit of an issue. Like, I understand people make mistakes, but if you're going to preach that, you can't win challenged on what you're preaching, right. Fail that challenge. Does that make sense?
Your actions speak louder than your words, and you have to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk. So, absolutely. I think the suspension was justified. I do think it was right to keep him out the rest of the regular season. I'm not of the opinion that he should have been fired. But I do think there needed to be a strong and swift punishment. And I think, I think he needs to have a long conversation with himself and how he allowed himself to be put in that situation and react the way he did, because it's a terrible look for the university, for him. And he's got to have a little more awareness in that situation. I do not, however, I don't know where you're at on this. I think you might be on the other side. I don't think we should do away with the handshake line.